Hello and welcome to my video tutorial about GitLab. My name is Torben, and in this video I want to briefly show you the main features of GitLab, which is an all-in-one DevOps platform. And as you will see, it includes a set of different tools for the whole software development lifecycle. And I will start this video off by showing you how to get started with the account creation. Then I will go over the push, commit, and the merge, which are like the main features. I will also show you some team collaboration tools and project management tools like issue tracking or milestones. And in the end, I want to go over the CI/CD pipeline. So first of all, I will guide you through the account creation process, which is pretty simple. You just go onto gitlab.com and click on register now. Now you can type in your name. Then you also need a username. Next up, you need to type in a personal or business email. And of course, you need a password as well. So then you can click on continue. And now you need to verify your email, so they will send you a code. You can just copy the code and use it, type it in. Now my email is verified. The next step will be giving them your role. So you can choose any of these roles. I will just choose software developer, and also your reason for signing up. I will just choose some different reason. Then you have to decide if you want to create a new project or join a project, and who will be using GitLab, so either just you or for your whole team. I just chose those options, but it's up to your preference. The next step is creating the project or importing one, and they already gave me a group name and project name, so I will just go with what they recommended, and we can skip the template, that's optional, and just click on create project. Now, as you can see, we created this group here with the project inside, because groups are always above projects. This is the hierarchy, and if you want to create a new project, you can just click this button and top right, new project, and create a blank one. Then you just have to give it a name, and you can change the URL here if you like, and also some advanced settings like the project deployment target. You have some options here, or project configurations, but I would say the only other important thing would be the visibility level, and I just keep that on private, so if users want exit, I have to grant it to them. And then you can just click on create a project, and as you see, the project will be right here and it is in your group. So this is the project we created during the account creation, and this is our new project. So now you learned how to create groups and also projects inside, and next I want to start working with code. I want to show you how to commit and push your code step by step. And this is the process of uploading your local code from your computer to the online GitLab so that it's shared with your team or stored in the cloud. And the first step to do that is opening the terminal and having a project folder. As you can see, I have this test lab folder here. And now firstly, you need to navigate to your project folder using the terminal. And you can do that by typing in the cd command with a space and just drag and drop your folder inside. After that, when it's your first time, you first have to initialize Git in the folder by typing git init, but I've already done that and you can see it because I have the Git folder inside. Now, if I want to push this image to my GitLab, I put it in the folder and I will type git add with a dot, and that adds all the files in the folder to the staging area. The next step will be to creating our commit with the git commit command, and you can type in some message like new picture, and that basically saves the current state and it includes the little message right here. If this is a new project, then you would have to link your project to GitLab by using the command git remote at origin, and you can just get the link from your project by clicking on this code button, and you can copy your link right here, but I already done that. And another thing you would have to do is setting the main branch name by typing git branch main, but this is not a new project, so I don't have to do it. Now finally I can push the picture to GitLab with the git push command, and if it's the first push you would also have to add origin main, but in my case I can just use git push, and now it's pushing the image. Now you can go to your project and see that the image has been pushed with the commit that we typed in, the new picture, and you can have an overview over all the commits that have been done in the past in your project right here. I also want to show you how you can do merge requests, and this is basically a safe way of suggesting or approving changes to your project before they really affect the main code base. So it's a way of safely testing a change and the other code isn't at risk. And you can do that by going back to the terminal, and first you have to create a new branch to make the changes, and the command for that would be git checkout b, and then you have to give the name for the merge request. In this case I just choose new feature. Now you see here that we switched to the new branch, and now I can make my change, for example adding another picture, and after that we just add, commit and push to the new branch. Now you can go back to GitLab, and after you push the feature you can see here you pushed new feature, so you can create a merge request for that. Now you can decide on the title, give some description. You can also decide on an assignee, so I just assign it to myself and a reviewer, but as I'm the only one in the project, there's not really someone I can choose. And at the end you can just create the merge request right here. And now you successfully created this new feature merge request, and you can react to this with your team. And if you decide that it's safe to add, you can just click on merge right here, and it will be merging. Now that you merged it, you can go back to the main page, and you will see merge branch new feature into main. So this means you successfully merged the new feature. Now let's talk about some team collaboration tools in GitLab. One really common feature is the issue tracking. You can find the issues right here in the sideboard, and you can just create a new one. First you can decide on what type of issue it is, then you can give a title and also a description. You can customize your issue as much as you want by, for example, adding an assignee or using some label, and you can also add some due date. After you customize everything you want, you can just click on create, and it will appear on the issue board right here. Here you can also create a new list, and if the assignee has resolved the issue, he can just click on the issue and click on close issue. After that, the issue will now appear on this list for the closed issues. Another really useful tool would be to manage your members. Sadly, I'm alone in this project, but usually you would see a list of members right here, and as the owner I can edit the roles and permissions they have. So for example, someone with a guest role can only view the project, someone with a reporter role can view and comment on issues, and a developer can do basically all the work like pushing code or managing branches and working with the merge requests I showed you. And lastly, me as the owner, I have full control over the whole project and I can manage my members. But GitLab is more than just a platform for team collaboration and version control, because it also offers helpful project management tools to keep everything organized and document important information within the same platform. And one example for documenting would be the built-in wiki. And it's basically a place where teams can store important information or put guides and just technical documentation. And it is often used for setup instructions, project overviews, or just your team notes and guidelines. And you can just add a page here and put your information, create a page, and it will be in your wiki. Another really important project tool are milestones, which help you to group tasks and track your progress or your releases. And this is also great for structuring your project planning. So here you can just add new milestones, for example, adding your project phases so you have a structure and plan at hand. Lastly, it's also important to mention the CI/CD pipeline that's also included in GitLab, because it helps to automate testing, building, and also deploying your applications. And you can imagine a pipeline to be like a sequence of tasks that GitLab runs based on your instructions. That basically means that whenever you push code, GitLab can automatically test it for mistakes, build your project, or even deploy it to a server without doing manual steps. And you can give your instructions for the pipeline in a CI/CD configuration file. For example, I push this very simple YML file to my project, and it checks the project files and then deploys them as a website. So every time I push an update, then GitLab is supposed to follow these instructions all automatically. But of course, this is just a very simplified example. And that's it for my video about GitLab. I showed you the most important features, and of course there are many more to be covered, but I think you should have a good understanding now, and I hope you enjoyed the video.